Not all visibility builds influence. Welcome to GLEM TV, a leadership-focused media platform powered by GLEM Communications. Here we amplify leaders, businesses, speakers, authors, and organizations through strategic conversations, interviews, weekly reports, GLEM news, personality features, publishing insights, and event coverage. We don't chase trends. We don't promote noise. We build credibility, clarity, and influence for voices that matter. If your work deserves to be seen with purpose and strategy, then this is your platform. GLEM TV, your brand, our spotlight. All right, people. Welcome to Forge to Thrive on GLEM TV, where we have intentional conversations with leaders who have forged through challenges and are thriving with purpose. Today, I'm honored. I'm so honored to host an incredible woman whose life and work reflects resilience, healing, and transformation. Our guest is no other than Phyllis Weaver. Phyllis is a pharmacist, a transformational health and life coach, an author, an entrepreneur, and a purpose-driven leader. Now, I tell you, I've known Phyllis for some years now, and I can tell you for a fact that she is a powerhouse. I'm telling you. So Phyllis is a CEO of Discover Ultimate Health LLC. She is a registered pharmacist. She is also the author of Reverse Diabetes Now and a co-author of the Amazon bestseller book titled Undefeated. Undefeated is about women sharing their secret of winning, where she penned the powerful chapter titled Triumph Over Trauma and Chronic Illness. Phyllis is also a co-author in the upcoming anthology book titled Unleash the Power of Your Voice, Volume 2. And today she is here to share her journey, her healing, and the power of owning her voice. Woo-hoo! Phyllis, welcome to Forge to Thrive.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shirley, for inviting me for this wonderful interview and to be on your show. This is great.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much. I am always honored and excited to have you, with me in the same stage. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so Phyllis, we're going to get right into what we have today. You are on Forge to Thrive. So in few words, I want you to just, in few words or in a word, I don't know how you want to put it, but in few words, can you share your journey on how you have forged through challenges and emerged thriving? I know a lot, not so much, but I know greatly about your journey so far. But I wanted to share with our audience in few words how you have forged challenges and emerged thriving.
Well, first of all, if it weren't for the Most High, I wouldn't be where I am today. He's been my anchor, and prayer and meditation really was my safety net. And that's what really got me through all of the different challenges. And as a pharmacist, all these years, I've taking care of so many other people and neglecting my own self. And so I ended up in all these chronic illnesses with inflammation, weight gain, burnout. And I just decided that I'm not going to stay stuck there. And so I rebuilt my healing by using changing one habit at a time. And so now I have strategies for other women to reclaim their lives and reclaim their health so that they're not stuck anymore.
Sorry, amazing. That's powerful. It's your story, just like a lot of all other leaders out there that despite whatever they have gone through, decided, to turn the table around and turn their pain into purpose in order to, help others that are coming behind, or others that are, find themselves in that kind of situation, to know way how on how, they can also win and overcome, whatever challenges they are, they are going through. Yes, thank you. I know it's not every day you get to be on the same in the same room or talk to a pharmacist. All right, yes, thank you so much, for sharing a
You're
bit of that with us.
welcome.
As we take this deeper, take us back, to the beginning. What were some defining moments in your personal journey? I know you've started sharing a bit, or professional journey that shaped the woman that you are today. Take us a bit deeper.
All right. So becoming a pharmacist really helped me to learn more discipline and accuracy and service. And when I became a pharmacist, it was way back in 1988, and there were very few female pharmacists around, and definitely even less of women, brown women. And so that was a challenge in itself because of all of the prejudice that I endured. So that really strengthened me. And the other was my health crisis. And I realized that knowledge isn't enough. You have to believe that you can do more and learn more. There's always more that you can learn to make changes. And it's not just enough to live with it. You have to be your best self, your best health, so that you can do the things that you want to do, whether it's alone or with your family or with friends, or even to be able to sustain a job so that you can, continue to live the lifestyle that you have already started. And also my personal setbacks. I've had some personal setbacks in my marriage, and then I've had grief from losing some family members to domestic violence, from just losing just my parents. And so by that, I was learning how to be more resilient, have more faith, and the importance of having support. You have to have a support system, because when you don't have a support system, you can find yourself in just a pot of despair, and you feel like you're just not going to get out. And so those moments taught me that healing is possible and purpose can come from your pain.
Amazing. That's quite uh, touching. Listening to you, and some of the things that you had to go through. You talked about learned discipline, and then of course I heard you also saying learning or knowledge is not enough. Can you take us, a bit about more on what you mean by that? Of course, I know knowledge, you say, is power. So, what do you mean by knowledge is not enough? So, what else do we need to get aside from that?
Knowledge isn't enough because you can know a certain thing, but until you come up with the strategies so that you can move, you can't just stay stagnant. So just knowing something and not doing anything about it
Mm,
means that you're not going to move from the place that you're at. So
mhm.
that's what I mean by that.
Yes, that's powerful. Now, um, this is something a lot of people do. A lot of people do, and they claim to have knowledge about certain things, and yet you do not see that the knowledge that they claim to have, you know, you do not see it, playing out in their lives, or in whatever, that in whatever area that they have knowledge on. And that's what you're talking about, taking action. If you have knowledge, the next thing that you need to do is take action on what you know, because just knowing, and then not acting on it, not doing anything about it, you're just like the other person that doesn't know anything. So what sets you apart from others, but the knowledge that you have gained, is for you to take action on what you know. Thank you so very much, for that insight, Phyllis. And now that takes me to the knowledge and more knowledge, because of course I know those of you in the science area, of course you tend to get a lot of much of knowledge, based on what you're doing. You have built a strong foundation in pharmacy and science. What led you to expand into transformational health and, of course, life coaching? Because, of course, this is enough knowledge. There's enough that you have to do, in your industry. So, what made you to go into this other line?
All right, thank you for that question. I know that when I first became a health and life coach, I ran into some people who said, you really didn't need to go to health coaching school because
Mm-hmm.
you're a pharmacist. But there's some things in pharmacy school that they don't teach you, especially about holistic health. And so I realized that people didn't just need medication education. They needed lifestyle changes, lifestyle strategies, mindset support, and accountability. And I had the science, but coaching gave me the extra tools that I needed to help people change their habits in real life. And so I combined the pharmacy, my psychology background, and coaching to help women to make changes that they can actually sustain.
Powerful. So now, viewers, for those of you that are watching us, you're watching us live or you're watching the replay, have you heard about holistic health? So, Phyllis is here. She's a pharmacist, and now she's not just a pharmacist; she's a health coach. And there's a lot of nuggets that you're gonna get from being on the show today. And of course, I want to also say, I know she didn't ask me to say this, but I know that at the end of this show, if you stay on to the end, there's gonna be a gift. Yes, I'm gonna request that from Phyllis, to give. She has a book, e-copy of a book on health that you can get a hold of. That is when you stay to the end of the show, because of course that's when she's going to release or tell us where and how you can get the e-copy of that book for free. All right, so Phyllis, thank you so much for going into holistic health, and of course the knowledge, more knowledge that you have gained, from all the areas that you've worked on in life, and now using it to help women. You work around healing, especially chronic illness. How did your own experience influence the passion behind reverse diabetes now?
Well, most of my family members, it's terrible to say most of them, but it does seem like most of my, especially on my father's side, have type 2 diabetes. And so I've dealt personally also having hypoglycemia, where your blood sugar gets too low. And so when that's unstable, then that makes you feel really weak and tired. And I was told when I was younger that it could flip over to hyperglycemia if I didn't be careful. So I've always been careful about being sure to exercise, eat properly, and that's what's been the most influence on that. And so I saw how lifestyle changes, like having less stress, having better sleep, and being being careful with what I eat, would either make symptoms worse or make symptoms better. So the reverse diabetes now proven 365-day technique is a roadmap to help you to either prevent type 2 diabetes or to help you reverse some of the symptoms or even completely reverse type 2 diabetes and just have like a major transformation in your health. And it just takes like little simple daily steps that will help you to reclaim control over your health.
Wow, that's powerful. Now, I know diabetes, it's an ailment that most a lot of people suffer from, especially talking about type 2 diabetes, and so many still looking for ways at which they can manage their health properly, and of course live longer. And here you have a roadmap, like you mentioned. Is that a kind of roadmap that you can work with people one-on-one, like for instance they're trying to get more information about this? Is it something you can do a one-on-one? How do you do it? Just tell us, how do you go about educating not just women? Now, is it only women you work with? Because of course this is ailment that you're talking about, and it's not only women that suffer this. So just shed more light on that.
Okay, so the roadmap is actually, if you purchase, if you get a copy of the book, I have it step by step in there. But the
Okay.
roadmap that I use for type 2 diabetes for that book, you can also use it for other ailments, because that's the framework that I use to reverse a lot of my symptoms for lupus and fibromyalgia and even rheumatoid arthritis, because in 2013 I was diagnosed with those issues as well as other autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. And so the framework that I use uses the acronym HABIT, and HABIT, the H stands for health assessment. So you start out at baseline and see what your health assessment is. And then the second is A for accountability, and then B for breakthrough, and then I for integration, and then T for transformation. So you are really building on what you have started in the beginning. So as you incorporate all of the small changes or additions to what you're doing and what you weren't doing before, it will build upon. And it does take time. It's not like a miracle thing that you think, okay, I changed this, that, and the other. And so when is my diabetes going to change? When am I going to not have it anymore? It doesn't work that way. It depends on how far along you are, whether you have had organs affected, or if it's just something where you have to be at a point where at least you can maintain it. It's not going to go higher, but you'll stay where you are, but maybe come down some. But because of organ system, some of your organs may be affected, then it's a challenge for it to be completely gone. So that's what I mean by the strategies and the roadmap.
All right, I think this is a huge information that Phyllis is passing out there. Viewers, if you have any, because if you listen to Phyllis so far, she had made mention about a number of illnesses that she was diagnosed of. Lupus, I know she's a survivor of lupus. Am I right, Phyllis?
Yes.
And of
I'm in
course,
remission.
Diabetes. Yeah, she has mentioned diabetes. And yes, you can see how she's still thriving. Now, if I want to shock you, Phyllis is in her 60s. So don't look at her like, oh yeah, that young babe. So, and I so much celebrate Phyllis for the great work that she's doing, particularly health wise. And she has made mention about lifestyle changes. I know a lot of us don't want to hear this, that you cannot, as especially as you age, and most importantly, when there's a sudden ailment that you've been diagnosed of, and everything, whether you like it or not, everything, any kind of sickness, you know, have our lifestyle changes will have something greatly to do when we change the way we're living compared to the way we were when we were growing up, because you cannot continue to live your life the way you were living when you were younger, eating all sort of things and not even minding, and then here you are with a different message that sometimes can want to set your life upside down, and then you are not disciplined enough. She has talked about learned discipline. This is something we all need to discipline our mouths. Yeah, I think that's where we start from. Discipline, what goes into our mouths in it, so that it will not hamper more on our health. I celebrate her. She's a warrior of so many. I don't know. Let me not use the word so many, because I know that some people in her space we would have given up, but I think we are getting there, that she has stood to there and become a voice for others. She is now using our experiences to teach others, so that you have something to fall back on. She has talked about a book that she has written that has helped her. This she's not sharing what she has in the book from somebody else's experience. This is her lived experiences of the things that she had to struggle with, and today she's standing triumphant. And now that takes us, Phyllis, to another question. I want you to educate our women this time, because many women struggle to speak up about certain illnesses. Trauma is one of them. But for you, I know those that are watching us may feel like, oh yeah, she's it's like it's easy for her. How did you find that courage to reclaim your voice, or share your story publicly?
Well, it took uh, a lot of self-reflection. I had to admit to myself that I wasn't okay and I needed changes, uh, either both in my for my health and for my personal life. And I knew that if I didn't make a change, then I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I had to do a lot of soul searching, lots of prayers, and self talk. I had to encourage myself and to tell myself, I love you. You are worth more than what is happening to you. The other is discipline. We speak about discipline a lot, but discipline, you if you don't have discipline, you're everywhere. So discipline
Mm.
is one way that you can start changing, one habit at a time, just something small, and it needs to be consistent. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because we're not looking for perfection. There is really, truly no such thing as perfection, even though
Mm.
people strive for it so that you
Yeah.
can be your best person. But there is no one on this earth who is perfect. So don't be so hard on yourself,
Yeah.
and be make yourself feel guilty because you're not achieving 50 million goals. So you just need to start with
Mm-hmm.
one thing. And then I always go back to faith and support, and just staying anchored spiritually and letting people help me. And see, I've always grown up doing everything on my
Mm.
own. Ever since I was little, I was like a little grown up. And so over the years, it's just been a challenge just for me to ask for help. And then even after asking for help, let them go ahead and help me, you know? And so overcoming wasn't just a moment, it was a real tough decision, but I had to do that and I repeated it so that I could move out of where I was.
Hmm. Hmm. So it is not a crime for you to ask for help, especially when you realize that you need help. Phyllis has already dropped it for you in case you find yourself in this position where you feel like you're struggling. I remember Phyllis talked about a support system. If you are fortunate enough to have a good support system, take advantage and allow them to truly be that support for you. And one thing I remember Phyllis mentioned was self-reflection and of course self-awareness. She mentioned about being aware of where she was and that she needed help. So I think that is where all of these things starts from. In order for you to be able to own up to what is going on around you, don't be in denial. That's just, yeah, this is where I am, and right now I think I need to allow myself to go through the process. So you're fully aware, self reflect on what's going on. You're fully aware, and then that will help you to know, what can I do for myself, or what can others also do for me? What more knowledge do I need? What education, what uh, medical attention do I also need? Because I think it's very, very key. Some people go through, some of these things and they feel like, oh no, I don't want anybody to know. I don't want to
Right.
see a doctor. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't think you're doing yourself any good if you're listening to us right now. You're not doing yourself and your loved ones, because sometimes you may not really understand how much, your loved ones truly love you, you know. So
That's true.
yeah, if you're listening to us right now, listening to Phyllis as well, she has been there, and of course, a lot of us as well. Please um, give yourself permission to, truly relax, be aware of what's going on, and know when you truly need help, and reach out, look out. Phyllis, at the end of before the end of this show, she's going to share how you can contact her if you need someone, to walk you through, to talk to hold you by the hand, anything concerning health wise. The one she cannot, of course, I know she will tell you, this is who you should talk to. For me, this is advice I can give you. So she can share that. She's going to share that on how you can contact her in case you need help. Because sometimes the best lessons you can learn is from, somebody that has gone through a thing, just like what you may be going through. All right, Phyllis, thank you so much. So far, it has been interesting, having you share, all the life lessons and nuggets. You're really inspiring. Thank you so much. So now I want to take you a bit deeper into what we have coming up next week. You are a co-author in the Unleash the Power of Your Voice. I know, of course, you have been, using your voice, being a voice out there, for others. But at this stage in your life, like at this stage, using your voice, what does it truly mean to you at this stage in your life, Phyllis?
For me, to use your voice means that everything that you are going through or have gone through, you have learned something. And there's always someone out there who can benefit from what you know and what you've been through. And so it is important for you to share, because there's some women who believe that they are in a position where they're not going to change, that it's just going to stay like that. And so you can be an inspiration to others to let them know that, no, I don't have to stay in this situation, and that there is another way. And it's just important that women, to be an advocate for women, and to remind them, especially those over 40, that whatever they're going through, whether it's a health condition or something personal, that it doesn't mean that they are flawed. It just means that they need some help with improvement with some areas of their life. Because, like I said before, no one is perfect. So we do have some cracks in us every once in a while. And
Yes.
so I used to say that the Most High will help anyone, especially those that are like a cracked plate. So he'll help put the pieces back together, so
Absolutely.
he's the glue. And so by having the voice, that's truth, because what you've gone through is truth. And then you can use your voice as service to others, and then just be consistent with that.
Amazing. Amazing. So your voice is your truth. So don't silence your truth. So I want to put it that way. And I think that's powerful what she has shared about being an inspiration to others. There's no better way uh, we can truly live, in this world without seeing ourselves in that position, in that space where we inspire the lives of others through, the experiences, and all that we've gone through. Because I believe the best thing that we can offer back, especially to, if you're a woman, yeah, offer back to a fellow woman, is to inspire them positively. Because there are some people that are just there looking for a way out, looking for how do I navigate through this. And then Phyllis has also mentioned that no one is perfect. So in whatever you're going through, know that, in fact, you're not the only one going through that. So if God should open the space, the whole world for you, the earth for you to listen, you understand that so many others are going through far worse, than what you're going through. So no one is perfect. Don't ever seek that should be perfect in where you are, but do all that you can to just be comfortable, live your life the best way you can, and then leave the rest for God. Be an inspiration to others. And then I won't forget that your voice is your truth. So to not shy away from your truth, because whatever has gone on with you or is happening in your life is your truth. And no one else can tell your truth better than yourself. Thank you so much, Phyllis.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
very much. All right, so you have a chapter, you've written a chapter in the upcoming anthology book, and also we are having the summit as well. So I want you to also share, because this is where we invite you, the viewers out there, to register for the upcoming Women's Summit. Unleash the power of your voice. This is where you're going to hear a lot of other women's truths. You're going to hear a lot of what they went through, and how they overcame, and how they are planning to forge through the year, or thrive through the year 2026. Because of course right now a lot of people are still feeling like, oh yeah, are we in January yet, or when are we starting work? So the year has begun in earnest, and a lot of people are already up and about. And I know some people are still like, oh, I think I'm still in December, I'm still on vacation or something. And when I get to January, I'll begin to think of what to do. So this summit is coming very timely to help you navigate you through on how 2026 is going to look like, because this year is going to be super, super, super awesome. And you work to do the right thing. So now, Phyllis, share with us just a snippet of how impactful you think your story in the book, and of course, the topic at the summit will make the lives of women or help them move from where they are to owning their truth. Now, I would have put it that way, their voice in 2026 and beyond.
All right. I believe that women need to stop seeing themselves as broken, because we're not broken. We've just been through a lot of things that sometimes we might feel broken, but we're not. And so my story is about rebuilding your body, your mindset, your identity. And like I always say, one habit at a time, because you can't do everything at one time. If you try, then it makes you feel like a failure if you don't get through them all. So just one habit at a time, or one change at a time, and then you can see the small changes, because once you see changes, it makes you feel more positive about yourself. And so if women hear me and finally say to themselves, I'm not crazy, I'm not weak, I'm not alone, then that's impactful. And so that's the first start of change.
Amazing. Women, you should stop seeing yourself as broken. You're not broken. Um, it's just life. I learned something recently where one of my sisters was saying life was just lifing. So life is just, yeah, life is lifing. So life is lifing. So you don't be hard on yourself, and then of course, I promise you that if you get to be in the room, I'm going to share the link here. So go ahead and register. The link is going to be in the comments. So go ahead and register. It's already in the comments. So go and register. It is free to attend. You don't need, any cents, anything to attend. All you need is your yes, I want to be there. I want to listen to Phyllis share more of our story, because of course this is just a snippet, and of course other speakers that will be in the room. There's there's this powerful shift that will take place, or that takes place, when women of like minds converge, come together on one topic. There's always a powerful shift, and 2026, you don't want to miss that transformational shift that will hit you beginning from this January. So if you have not secured your seat, go and do that. And of course, and invite as many other women that you can find around you, around the world. Let them be in the room, because we are not taking it, playing it small. Yeah, in 2026, we are taking it from all angles. Your health has to be checked. When you're checking the boxes at maybe the middle of the year, you're checking the boxes on what you're doing right. You're going to check your health as well, that you are on the right path. Thank you so much, Phyllis, for sharing a bit about your topic with us. So now, because of course we are almost getting to the end of the show, Phyllis, I know that you have been through, a lot, and of course, in this space where you are now, navigating leadership, health advocacy, entrepreneurship. How are you able to put all of this together? Yeah, I know as women, so many times when you see a woman and she's doing this, doing that, doing this, you begin to like, how is she doing it? How are you able to navigate through all of this? The challenges. Of course, there should be, some level of challenges, but how have you been able to overcome and also balance, your life with all that you have, to navigate through?
I just decided that I couldn't just stay there. You have to just keep on moving. And so when I was diagnosed with all of those medical conditions, I did have a setback, and it affected my employment. It affected my overall health, because I wasn't able to do the things that I was accustomed to doing. And so once you decide that whatever you're going through is not your identity, like my diagnosis was not my identity. And so you have to get past that. And so I decided that I wasn't, no matter what, I had to get better. I had to get better, not just for myself, but for my children and for my family. And so that's what really pushed me, because you have to have a reason to live. You have to have a reason to move forward, because just being there, just being stuck, that's not living. Like you said, life is lifing, and just being there, you're not living, you're just existing. And so I didn't want to just be existing. So that's what pushed me.
Amazing. So this decision now lies with you that are watching us. You don't want to just exist, but you want to live life to the fullest. Now, give me just a second. I'm sharing this out. Send the link out. I'm sending it to you as well, Phyllis. You can share the link on your platform as well. So you need to, take a decision and say, this is what I want. How, do you want, the whole thing to turn out? And like Phyllis has said, there's no diagnosis that is your identity. You shouldn't, feel like that's the end of life, because there's, like I mentioned earlier as well, some others are going through far worse. Appreciate where you are and then seek for help. Look out for what you can do. And you know that your living is not just first and foremost, of course, for you, but think about, those around you, your family, like she mentioned about her children, her loved ones, her relatives. She need to be alive and be well for them as well. So it's a decision that we all have to make. There's a personal journey, but it's now also behoves on you to decide how you want it to go. Do you want to live life to the fullest and still do all the things that you want to do without feeling guilty of anything? And I'm also telling you once again that Phyllis is here because she can help you walk that path, because she has been there. And of course, she's a coach, she's a health coach. She can help you, in so many areas to walk through that path. And, you look back at the end of 2026 and you'll be thankful that you came across this video that, that is going on right now, because she has been a blessing for me as well and my family. I remember when my husband, was, diagnosed with, some inflammatory, things, and we're like trying different things I can think of. And I didn't know what else, gone to hospitals, of course, but I just decided to share with her, and she advised on what we needed to do, and that was a great relief. We tried it out until tomorrow. We're still doing it. Lifestyle changes. So I think that brings us back to that. Lifestyle changes. Change some things that you have been eating all the time. I cannot do without this. Cannot do without. You can do without it. You just have to be disciplined. Yes, I know we've mentioned this again and again in today's show. Discipline is a watchword. Discipline. Because you can look back and say, oh, I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's easy, for you to try and exercise yourself a little bit, do some movements, some stretches, just watch what you're eating. It's all about discipline. And I know today, if we are to pay Phyllis for this masterclass, I know she's going to charge us a lot more, but she's here offering it, releasing it out for us free of charge. So what do you say to Phyllis? Thank you so much for being a part of today's show, and she's sharing, powerful messages that would help me as well, live right in 2026. Now, as we take this to a close, Phyllis, what message would you share with women who feel silenced by health challenges? This one, I don't think it's, well, would I say, maybe society, maybe family, some things, you just don't make them feel like life circumstances, just make them feel like, no, I don't think I should share this.
What's the question one more time?
What message would you share with women who feel silenced by health challenges?
Oh, I got you. I would just tell them to think about where they want to be, and don't just believe everything that your doctors tell you. Just because, for example, I know that we're about to end, but I want to tell you that I had one of my doctors, actually was a PA, who told me that I was going to die. I mean, just flat out. And I was having all of these side effects and reactions to medications, and don't do what I did. But I just stopped, because I stopped taking the medications because I didn't know what was causing the problems. And they were really severe. It was affecting my vision and everything. I couldn't see to work. And so I didn't know which medication was doing it. So I told the doctor that these medications were making me worse. And so I stopped. So the doctor just flat out said, "You're going to die." And so don't listen to the negativity like that. There's always a way to get second opinions, and you can always do research yourself. If it wasn't for me actually spending all that time doing research, I looked up every single disease state that I was diagnosed with, and I did research on every single one, and decided what strategies I was going to use. And I still, of course, listened to the providers, but the main thing is to believe in yourself. Believe that what your needs are not always other people's opinions. And you know your body more than anyone else. And you know your body, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all of that. Sometimes it takes other people like counselors to help you sort it all out. But you, at the end, you know who you are. And it doesn't matter what other people think or say or do. Ultimately, it's your decision to do what's best for yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Yeah, she well, don't quote her wrongly. I remember she has also said, you know what is best for yourself. Do not listen to the negativities. I think that's one angle also you should hold on to. Do not listen to the negative, to those, anybody that's telling you something like what she just shared about the doctor telling her she's gonna die. How would you? Why would you, as a doctor, even say that? You're supposed to encourage the person, even at the point of death. To encourage the person. That's something is still possible. And like she was also mentioned about doing getting a second opinion is not everything. I'm not trying to discredit the doctors. So please, but sometimes, like she has mentioned, it is also good, especially where we are, the age that we are and time now. You can do some research by yourself. You can, reach out to others and ask for their own opinion as well, and then try to, check everything, see if it's actually, before you settle, on what you want to settle on. And let whatever you're settling on be on the positive that will help you heal better and bounce back, faster, not on anything otherwise that will bring you or deteriorates your condition. And that's why if you have a positive, um, what's it called, support system, you need to always leverage on that. Okay, so thank you for sharing your journey, so authentically with us, Phyllis. Finally, as we look towards 2026, in your chapter, how do you think women need to rise, heal, and walk boldly in purpose in 2026 and beyond?
I think that in order to rise, you have to, I keep saying this, re-emphasizing the importance of owning your condition where you are. You have to know and understand and admit that you have a situation that it might not be something that you can handle by yourself. And so it's important for you to realize that there is a way to make a difference in what's going on with you, whether you research the strategies yourself, ask for advice, or just 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 write down, just talk to other people. You can always maybe go to a group, a support group, and those are ways that you can move forward and share like I'm sharing today. If you share, sometimes it's cathartic if you just have someone to listen, and that makes a really big difference. And just know that your voice is important and your story is important. And whether it's really a traumatic experience or whether it's a chronic illness, it doesn't matter, because there are other people that's going through the same thing, and they might, like I said earlier, feel like they're alone. But by you speaking up, they know that they're not alone. And so you can use your voice to continue to share and help other people along the way, and give them a, oh, what is the word I want to say? Give them hope. Give them hope that things can be better and that they will be better. And you have to think that way. You have to have a positive mindset, because your mindset, your actions follow your mindset. And so you have to set yourself positive so that you can move forward and be the best that you can be for not just yourself, but for others.
Woo-hoo!
I hope that answered your question.
Yes, that was powerful. That was mic dropping. So thank you so much. It's always a pleasure, to learn from you all the time. Thank you so much, for agreeing to be on the show and also being a part of the upcoming book and the summit. Yes, I know there's so much more that we're going to learn from you. And then, yes, I know you'll also be available to come on the show when we call on you next time. So thank you once again, Phyllis. But before I let you go, how can people contact you? Socials.
Okay, you can contact me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I'm on TikTok, but not a whole lot on TikTok. But you can reach me at for Instagram, Discover Ultimate Health, and Facebook, you can go on Discover Ultimate Health, and also My personal Phyllis M. Weaver would be my personal Facebook page that also has health and wellness information. You can go to the website, discoverultimatehealth.com. You can email me at phyllis@discoverultimatehealth.com. And my phone number is 919-429-0835.
Can you take that again?
919-429-0835. And I wanted to also mention on LinkedIn, I have a fabulous newsletter that is meant for women, especially, and it's called Reclaim and Thrive.
Okay. All right. So that's her phone number.
919. You have 911. Yes, call 911 for Phyllis.
Okay. 91. Oh, hold on. Let's correct that. 919. Okay.
Yeah, help is on the way. 911.
Yes. Okay. So, Phyllis, it has been amazing, having you on the show today. Hold on, I'm going to save this and then display it again here.
That's it.
I hope that's
yes,
correct.
ma'am.
All right. Oh, it has been amazing. It has been amazing. And like time is already, fast spent. If not, I would love that we are here, keep talking about, different topics. Yes, Phyllis has, said it all. Be an inspiration to others. Own your condition. You cannot keep, running away, shying away, or trying to be in denial. And at the end of the day, you're not doing yourself any good. So own your condition, self-reflect, be self-aware of what's going on, and then know when to ask for help. Because of course we all need help, at some point. And if you're fortunate enough to have a good support system, please take advantage and allow them to help. And there's something else that Phyllis talked about: discipline. Learned discipline. She had to learn that. And we all have to learn that in order for us to stay on top of our game, our health, and other areas of our life. We need to be disciplined, because of course there's no one else that can do it better for us, if not for ourselves. So that is all we can take on today's episode of the show. Finally, I want to let you know that Forge to Thrive is a safe, respectful space where you come around to share your truth honestly, and your voice is always welcome. If you have any questions about how to come on the show, please reach out to us, and we'll be glad to respond. This is our email. Send an email. Contact us by sending an email to that email address, and we'll be happy, to respond and walk you through on how you can be a part of the show. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted on when new episodes will come on live for new episodes. You can also follow us on TikTok and Facebook for more updates and clips. Thank you for, being a part of today's show. And to our guest, Phyllis Weaver, thank you for sharing, with us your journey, your story, with all honesty and in depth. To everyone watching, your voice matters, your story carries weight, and the world is waiting for what you carry. Until we see you next time on Forge to Thrive, keep thriving, keep forging, and keep making the world and yourself, proud. Thank you once again, and see you next time. Bye-bye. All visibility builds influence. Welcome to GLEBM TV, a leadership-focused media platform powered by GLEBM Communications. Here we amplify leaders, businesses, speakers, authors, and organizations through strategic conversations, interviews, weekly reports, GLEBM news, personality features, publishing insights, and event coverage. We don't chase trends. We don't promote noise. We build credibility, clarity, and influence for voices that matter. If your work deserves to be seen with purpose and strategy, then this is your platform. GLEBM TV, your brand.